Welcome back to Inside a Teen's Mind, Episode 7. I am back, and it's been a while since we've done an episode psychology related, because my last episode was a chat, and I talked about some goals for 2026. If you guys remember, Episode 5 was about Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. If you're interested in learning about that, you can go check it out. So this episode, I want to continue on that theory a bit. So remember how I talked about the desire of self-respect and recognition from others is a part of the level esteem. So when I talked about that, many memories actually popped up in my head. One was when I was in 7th grade, my school had an end-of-year award ceremony. At that time, I lived with my grand aunt and uncle. My dad was in another state, so he did not know about this. That day, I thought I would only get the straight A award, which many people got. But later on that night, I actually got the Student of the Year award for writing. How this works is every teacher will pick one student that they have for this award. Now, just for context, I wasn't there for 6th grade. I was in Taiwan because of COVID. So I was the new student in 7th grade. I knew some people from elementary school, but I haven't seen them for like 3 years. Because of that, I also didn't speak English for a long time because I was in Taiwan. So I was not very confident. I was very quiet, didn't really talk during class unless I had to, and just very shy. I had no idea I was going to get this award, so I walked up there and got the certificate and stuff. So the students sat in a different place than where the parents did. After the ceremony, I went to my grand aunt and uncle, ready to go home and all that. I know that my grand aunt is very strict and traditional. She doesn't really compliment people either, and I know that because she has always been like that, just like a very traditional parent. I didn't expect her to compliment me or say good job or anything, but I did not expect her to say the next sentence. We got in the car, ready to go home. My granduncle was driving. On our way, she said to me, "What was the award you got?" I answered, and then she said, "Why didn't you get one in science or math?" I did not know what to say. I felt so helpless and sat there and laughed a little and said, "I don't know." I knew that she wouldn't say anything encouraging to me, but I didn't know that was her reaction. I don't even know how to find the words to describe, but I just wanted to say that I still kind of feel sad when I think back about this. I worked so hard for the whole year to overcome all those obstacles I had. Of course, it was for myself, not to please anyone, but when I heard what she said, I was still, I don't want to say heartbroken, but I can't think of other words right now. It's not like I wanted her to say nice work or good job, you worked hard, because I knew she wasn't going to say that. This is just not our family style. But I don't know, I still feel the tears in my eyes every time I think back. At the same time next year, we had the ceremony again, because this happens once a year. I also got the Straight A award, and I got this other award. I don't really remember the name of it now. Again, when we were going home, my grand aunt says to me, "Why didn't you get the award you got last time?" She was talking about the Student of the Year award that I got last time and asked me why I didn't get it this time. I didn't ask her about the Straight A award. I didn't ask her about that other award that I got. I did not tell her why I didn't get the Student of the Year, because I don't know. I wanted to tell her that I was trying my best already, but I didn't, because it's not going to do anything anyway. Another time I felt this was actually during the summer. I was in Taiwan and I was checking my AP exam score. So how those work is you take the AP exam in May, but the results don't come out until like July. So, a little background info: after I graduated 8th grade, I moved to a different state, which is where I live now. This time, I actually knew no one and I had no friends. I didn't know what the school was going to be like, and it's high school. All these pressures and the unknown really filled me. I thought, okay, I'm going to take AP classes later on anyway, so I might as well just start one this year and see what they are like. So I picked this one AP, and now I look back at it, it is not extremely hard because I feel like the AP I am taking now is way harder. Anyway, at that time though, I studied until late nights for tests, homework, and the exams throughout the whole year. I worked pretty hard, I would say. Of course, when I was checking my score, I wanted to get the highest 5, which I did, surprisingly. I couldn't believe it, and I took a screenshot of my score and sent it to my dad. He knows that I worked pretty hard on this course, probably the hardest out of all my classes, although he doesn't know I stayed up for it. I sent him the screenshot and text him, ta-da! I didn't expect him to say any compliments either, because, again, that's not how my family is like. But I just wanted to let him know. I mean, this exam also cost him $20. He replied with a little yay emoji, and that was it. It would be a lie to say that I didn't feel disappointed, but I don't know what else I was hoping for. But I was disappointed for like 1 minute, and then it was over. Until a couple weeks earlier, my school had a mini ceremony for the students who took an AP last spring and got a 4 or 5 on it. He got the email and asked me what I got on the AP exam. And I thought to myself, didn't I text you about this? So maybe you didn't pay attention to it and you just sent an emoji without knowing what I texted you. Another thing that happened that school year was, at the end of the first semester, the school gives you your transcript and it has your grades, GPA, and class rank and all that. So I got that, and I'm just going to say that I got a pretty good ranking. I was excited and surprised, because of all the things that were going on. It's my first time. I'm in a different state and school. I don't know what's going to happen. That boosted my confidence a little. That day when my dad came to pick me up, I showed him the transcript. I still remember very clearly that it was Thursday because he only went to school in Taiwan. This is his first time looking at the American high school transcript, so he didn't really understand what all the things on there meant. But his first reaction when he saw the class rank was, wow, your class is so small and you are still in this rank, as in your class is so small already and there are still people that got a higher rank than you. I told him that this is not a single class size. This is the whole grade, which is 500 something people. He then said, wow. I felt bitter in my heart because I didn't know his reaction was going to be that. Even if my rank was just a single class rank, I think he meant by like 20, 30 people. Even if it was that, your reaction would be like that there are people higher than me, as if I am the best in everything. I don't like this kind of comparison, but I also don't like the way he said the following sentences. For now, I'm just going to say my family structure is really complex. I will get into the details later on. I have a step-aunt who is 10 years old right now. At that time, she was 9, but anyway, after my dad said wow, he told me not to let my step-aunt know about my ranking because she is a kid with a high sense of pride. Hearing that, my heart sank to, I want to say, rock bottom. I received that transcript during lunch, and I was excited. I couldn't wait to tell him about this. After showing him, my level of happiness just decreased even more. I had 2 thoughts when I heard him say that. The reason I showed him in the car was because it was just me and him. Usually my step-aunt would be in the car too, but every Thursday she had piano lessons, so she wasn't in the car. The reason I was kind of surprised he said that was because I'm a person who likes to keep things to myself and more low-key. Did he not know that and thought I would go around just bragging about this? In his heart, am I like that? Another thought that I had was not only was he not happy for me, but he was worried about his stepsister's feelings more. He would think of the fact that she is more sensitive and a kid with more pride, but what about me? I knew I wasn't going to go ahead and tell this to all the people in my family because I don't like doing that. In fact, I only planned on telling him. But hearing this, I was actually really hurt. I'm not sure how to describe the feelings, but yeah. Why is this episode so negative? Okay, so nothing much really. I just wanted to share some of my stories I thought of as I was recording the 5th episode. Sharing this, I am not trying to brag or make you feel pity for me or anything. Just sharing stories. And it's not like all the memories I had with my family and my dad are bad. It's just that sometimes he doesn't really understand my feelings, and I think he doesn't know that some of the things that he say will really hurt my feelings, but like he's not aware of it. So sometimes I think he might not do it on purpose, but yeah. So I didn't want this episode to end so sadly, but I guess it'll have to. You might already know what I'm going to say, but my full episodes are now available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Podbean. Many highlights can also be found on Instagram, TikTok, and Reddit. Feel free to also check out my official website and visual website. For people who are interested in learning more about psychology, you can join my online psychology club called PsychSpot on Instagram. For more information about this club, you can check out Instagram, TikTok, official website, and visual website. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like or follow and share with other people. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for being with me here today at Inside a Teen's Mind. Keep up with my channel for my next episode, and I will see you in my next Real Talk from a Real Teen's Mind. Bye!